What's good, world? This your boy MasterMind, man. This is the RGTV, the review series, man. We're gonna get into the Final Fantasy 15. This is my final review. Tune in. And remember, the rating system is 1 through 10. If it's a 10, then it's boss. So today, man, I'm gonna really go into mostly, this is the final review. With the final review, I'm gonna touch on controllers, graphics, story, gameplay, and sound, and the overall. So first I'm gonna start with the controller. The controller, I have to rate it 7.5 out of 10. And again, the rating system goes from 0 to 10. I have to give a controller a 7.5 out of 10. And the reason I feel like the controller should be given a 7.5 out of 10, maybe an 8, because at times it's kind of hard to, when you're trying to jump and pick up items. That also is something that throws me off in the game a lot. And as you go back and look at the other reviews, the short reviews I was doing, the day 1 gameplay, day 2, and day 3, you'll see that you see the problems that I was having with the controllers for jumping and picking up items, and when you trying to hit triangle to actually jump onto something when you're in the midst of fighting. Trying to hit triangle, that don't quite work out at all the times. And when you're trying to block, I was tapping it, but you're really supposed to hold square. So it's a little gimmicks in the controller, but overall the controller is pretty smooth. So that's probably would give it a 7.5. I feel like they could have did a better job with the controller, but it's still pretty cool. And the play out is a little bit like like the other Final Fantasies. Well, I say Kingdom Hearts more. The controller is a little bit like that. Kingdom Hearts had a pretty good controller, but 7.5 overall. Graphics wise, graphics is amazing. Again, I give it a 9. Give it a 9.5 out of 10. I would have gave it a full 10, but again, this is consoles, so I always feel like consoles don't push themselves to the full limit like they should. But that's consoles. And that's not reviewing his own PlayStation Pro, so it probably looks a lot better on the PlayStation Pro. This review is only for PS4, and I also did some graphics comparisons on IGN with PS4 and the Xbox, and PS4 do look a little bit better. But overall, the graphics is amazing. Beautiful sights, beautiful scenery, nice details. But again, I give it a 9.5 out of 10 because I still feel like consoles can really push games to their limit, and they really don't. So that's the reason for the 9.5. Now the story, I would have to rate the story a 8. I would have gave the story a 9 or a 10. Or I would have actually gave the story a full 10. But what threw my opinion off on the story is right when it was kind of jumping, when the 10 years later went by, and I didn't know when the game first came on that was actually him or that was actually the end. I didn't know that, and how they kind of jumping back and forth. And then you notice when you're playing a lot of RPG games, when you're playing the game and you jump off the game for a day or two or a couple hours, you kind of lose track of the story. And I did that a lot with this Final Fantasy. I find myself trying to stay locked into the story, but as I'm locked into the story, you get a little stuck off through side tracks, through side ops missions and all that, and trying to form and trying to just really level up the character and all that. But overall, I mean, the story is amazing, but I felt like they kind of screwed it up when they did those gaps in between. And like with the guy that I think is the princess brother, like when he died, and when you right before the 10-year gap, when you had to fight, the guy was kept messing with his mind and everything. When you had to go and find Pronto, when you had to go find him when he's locked up, I felt like that's when the story kind of really lost me right there. Because I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, the guy died. Like, how did he die? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's a couple gaps in the story, but overall the story is still amazing. So 8.5 out of 10 for the story. The gameplay, I actually give the gameplay a 10. Now, when I say gameplay, I'm talking about mostly the feel of when you're playing and how long that you feel yourself playing a game. Because a lot of times a game can really be good and you can find yourself playing, but then you put the controller down and probably pop another game in. Well, with Final Fantasy 15, I found myself not wanting to put the controller down and, you know what I'm saying, want to continue to play even after I messed up, or even after this, or, you know, even after the pros and the cons, or just mostly the cons, I still find myself want to play. So the gameplay overall is a 10. It's an amazing game, even with the cons. And then the sound, I give the sound a full 10 out of 10. The sound is amazing on there. Even just the sound of just them talking, and you know, my favorite, I really give the sound a 10 because of the soundtracks, the music that's on the game. Final Fantasy and Square Enix has always done an amazing job with the music that they put onto the game. And with this one, I noticed that they have a mixture of a lot of the old Final Fantasies soundtracks or whatnot into this game. While you're in the car, I heard the Final Fantasy 7. I heard some of, if I'm not mistaken, 13, or I think Lightning Edition. When it had lightning or whatnot. I'm not sure what Final Fantasy there was. So many, but it's so many familiar sounds I heard from the old Final Fantasy worlds, and that's another thing why I give the sound overall 10. Now overall, the game itself, I have to give it a 9.5. I would have gave it a 10, but again, the story kind of knocked that down, and the controller is what really, you know, kind of I'm frustrated. It made me want to just customize my own controller for it, but overall it's still good. But so overall, 9.5 out of 10. That's my final review. And one of the things I really liked it overall about the game, I think it's my favorite, is really the sound. The sound, even when you first turn the game on, the intro music, I actually just let the intro just play for a little bit, just so I can just sit there and just, you know, just listen. And it was amazing. So overall, the game is a 9.5. I definitely recommend the game. I will be doing more full reviews like this. So anytime you see a day 1 play or day 2 play or something like that, and I'll come back and do a final review of that particular game that I stream. I will be back with another review of Metal Gear Solid. As you notice, I have a lot of Metal Gear Solid gameplay videos also. So I'll definitely be back with that. But overall, the game, 9.5, sound 10, gameplay 10, story mode 8.5 out of 10, looks 9.5 out of 10, the controller 7.5. So hey, go pick it up. It's an amazing game. This is RGTV, and this is your boy MasterMind, and we out. Go play and have fun already.